What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another Dokkan battle video, and today we are taking a look at the Super Easy A's of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Omega Shenron, and because they dropped his details, Sin Shenron. I'm hoping that they're very good. I have pulled up their pre-Super Easy A stuff for all four of these characters. So let's get right into it, starting with your boy Super Saiyan 4 Goku. These are the second anniversary characters, both him and Vegeta. They released on July 7th. This guy released about 5 months before that. And then Sin came out during the 7th anniversary. So let's take a look. So beforehand, I think him and Vegeta had the exact same thing. Yeah, 150% attack, 120% defense, 40% attack when attacking with 12 or more ki, and when receiving a super, they have a medium chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power. Now, I took a very quick glance at these. They are very, very similar, but they have slight differences with their Super Easy A's. So if we take a look at Goku first. So he's going to have 2 ki and 200% to stats. Already much better. Per superclass ally attacking in the same turn, he's going to get 100% attack and defense. So assuming you're running this on a GT Heroes team, that's 200% more to stats, 20% damage reduction. Awesome. When there's an extreme class enemy, or when there is a GT Heroes ally in the same turn, like I said, this team, the GT Heroes team with the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta leading it, is just godsend. He's going to get an additional super, and he will give allies 40% attack. What is his super type? Super attack effect? 50% attack, immense damage, greatly lowers defense, and he gets 30% defense for 6 turns. So he's getting 50% attack and 30% defense. Okay. So he's got super, another super. He's going to get 150% attack, basically on super. As when receiving an attack as the first or second attacker, he's going to get 200% defense. This is an easy slot 2 character. You're not going to need him in slot 1 with Gogeta, unless obviously Gogeta gets locked in slot 2. Because what is he going to have? 200% defense, 200% defense, because you're going to run him on GT Hero, so 400%. Slot 1 or 2 when he receives an attack, 600%, and he gets an additional 100% defense when receiving a super temporarily, and he gets a 50% chance of nullifying and countering with tremendous power. Now, here's the great thing about it. With Gogeta and Omega, Gogeta has a 70% chance to nullify and counter a Ki Blast super, and Omega has the exact same, except for an unarmed super, so a melee super. This one specifically is for any super. He has a 50% chance of nullifying and countering. So for something like Omega, who in the new GDC fight, his super is classified as an other, so it kind of includes both. It has Ki Blast and a melee, so it's really, really good for him. They're high chance of nullifying. So fairly decent. He's going to be a really good slot 2 character. Oh, by the way, I completely walked right over the fact that he has a 70% chance to crit as well. So he's not going to need crit, like, at all. Straight up additional and dodge, because he raises defense by 30% for 6 turns, and he gets 50% attack, so additional and dodge. I'd probably lean more into the dodge, because with his nullification, cool, but also, like, dodge. He's already going to get 5 crit built in because he's an STR character, so maybe having something like, I don't know, 15 additional and, like, 20 dodge if you could get it. You'd have to have really good skill orbs for that, though. But, yeah, additional dodge. You don't need crit for him. He's got a 70% chance to crit anyway. So, yeah, looking pretty good. All right, moving on to Vegeta. Like I said, I think he's exactly the same. 150. The difference with their supers is that he gets defense on super and 50% defense, and then he raises his attack by 6 turns. This is probably better because obviously, like, attack does not matter in this game. You're going to have Gogeta who's going to hit like a freight train anyway with guaranteed triple supers every turn. If not, maybe with the hidden potential, he's going to have 4 supers. So having defense is much better in this case. So let's see what he does. 200% 2 key as well. He launches an additional. That's a great chance of being a super. That's pretty good, 70%. Same thing as Goku. Per superclass ally, 200% stats, 20% damage reduction running him on a superclass team. When there is an extreme class or a GT hero, he gets guaranteed crit, and he gives all allies 40% defense. So again, you do not need to give him crit. You're literally running him on a team with GT hero. Run a GT hero team. He's getting guaranteed crit, so you don't need to give him crit. Plus, he's already got the 5 additional being an AGL character. He gets 100% attack when attacking with 12 or more key. And in slot 2 or slot 3, he gets 100% attack and defense. And when he receives a 2 super, he also gets 100 defense temporarily, high chance of nullifying it, and count. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. High chance of nullifying it and counting with tremendous power. I'm going to give this to Vegeta being the better character because he's going to have guaranteed crit running on the GT Heroes team. He does launch an additional, has a 70% chance of being a super instead of having a guaranteed additional super, but it doesn't matter. Plus, he's got guaranteed crit instead of 70. He's got a fairly decent chance of having a super, but at least it's a guaranteed attack. You're going to run him a slot 2 or slot 3 anyway. You're probably going to run these guys as floaters because they're going to be supporting characters. I'm looking over on my right-hand side, and I just see this Squidward meme over here. That is hilarious. Yeah, I definitely like Vegeta better. Because he's getting guaranteed crit, he's giving defensive support, and plus his super is going to be better than Goku's because he's raising the 50% defense, but also the Goku is raising his defense for 6 turns, so you're going to see better stats from Goku defensively, but they're both looking very good. Nothing too crazy. They're supporting, they're hitting good, they've got crit, damage reduction, not much damage reduction, but still decent characters. Alright, moving on to Omega. What did Omega have before? 80% stats, all enemies, 40% attack down, and full power category allies, key +2 and attack +40%. The problem here is this is not going to change. Causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense. This is good, but lowering attack is probably better. He's not getting attack or defense from his super attack, and unfortunately, because it's a super easy A, it's only the passive that's going to change and not the super attack effect. So let's see what our boy Omega is going to be doing. 150% stats. That's better. It's basically doubled. I don't understand why they wouldn't just give him 200 as well, because why not? All enemies attack minus 40% or down, attack 40% down, plus an additional defense of 20% down for superclass enemies. I don't know if somebody's going to have to actually let me know how this works. If it's in their passive, does it actually overwrite if a boss cannot have their stats lowered? So if they can't have their stats lowered and this is just useless, like, is this just pointless? Like, are these attack down and stuff? Is this just completely pointless? Because, like, if that's the case, like, what is the point of having this? You know what I mean? Like, most of the new bosses in the game can be at least like in the GDC, technically the hardest fight in the game with Rose and Zamasu can at least be defensive lowered, and I think Goku Black can be attack lowered, which is okay. But there's a lot of hard fights in the game where they cannot be sealed, stunned, attack lowered, defensive lowered, and like they can't be attack broken either. Like, most characters can be attack broken, but like it's possible. But let me know in the comments, because this guy looks like he's got a lot with it. So all enemies attack minus or attack lowered and plus an additional defense lowered for superclass enemies. Full power or GT bosses, category allies, key +2 and attack +40%. So he's not just giving. Did he give key before, or was it just? Yeah, so that hasn't changed, other than he's given GT bosses as well, which obviously he's Omega, he should. And he gives an additional 20% attack for characters who are also extreme class. So that's going to be mostly for the GT bosses, not so much for the full power. But yeah, so he's going to give 2 key and 60% basically to full power or GT boss extreme types. Per extreme class ally attacking in the same turn, self-excluded, 20% chance to perform a critical hit and damage reduction 20% per. So if you're running a full extreme class, he's going to get 40% crit, 40% damage reduction. That's good. And then attack and defense plus 100% when attacking, so he'll get 200% attack and 200% defense if it's full extreme class. That's fairly decent. I mean, 40% damage reduction, 40% crit, and 200% stats. That's pretty good. When there's another full power GT bosses category ally attacking the same turn, so you're probably going to have this guy again as a floater or a slot 2 character because you're going to run the new Omega in slot 1. He gets another 150% attack and defense and launches an additional, has a great chance of being super. Again, he can lower defense, but he's not getting stats from his super. When he's attacking with 12 or more keys, so when he gets his super, 100% attack and defense. And as the third attacker in a turn, or when the target enemy is in the following status, 150% attack and launches a guaranteed additional super. So it looks like you want to keep this guy in slot 3. He's going to get 150% here, 200% here if it's an extreme class. So if we're just looking straight up, 350 to all stats, 500 to all stats, 600 to all stats, 750 to attack, and 600% to all stats if you're running full extreme class, another GT boss, 12 key in slot 3. So this is not particularly a hard thing to get because, again, if you're running a GT bosses team or you're running under Omega and you're running this guy, you're going to run a full extreme class team. So you're going to get this, obviously, because of his passive. You're going to get this running all extreme class, this because you're on GT bosses, this when you're getting all your key, and this in slot 3. So, I think he'll be okay. It's just that, like, because he's such an old character, it's a little bit harder. Like, he's going to have better stats than the 4s, but the problem is the 4s are going to have way better links. Because this guy's... I can't even see through it. What does that say? Fear and Faith, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, GT, Shadow Dragon Sphere. So, like, Big Bad Bosses, GT's good, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Fear and Faith. I can't tell what that says behind it. But, like, I don't know what Shadow Dragons does. Like, I don't even know what link. If we go... What does Shadow Dragons give them? So, Brutal Beatdown, Attack, all enemies defensive, defense down minus 10%, he gets 2 key. Big Bad Bosses is, like, the best extreme class link in the game. Shocking Speed, 2 key, 5 defense, 2 key, 10% attack and defense, 20% attack and defense, and 20% attack. So Shadow Dragons is really good. So he's getting straight from links. He's going to get, at max, he's going to get 25%, 30%, 40%, 60% defense just from his links. So he's going to be fairly decent when it comes to his links, but, like, He seems very particular. I'm going to have to take a look at him. He's going to seem very particular because he's going to be wanting to be on, like, a GT boss team with all extreme class characters, which GT bosses are, in slot 3 with his super, and, like, that's going to be his best. Plus, also, like, he has to be in slot 3 or he has to have the target enemy in attack or defensive lowered, which is probably not going to happen, which I am glad that they said in the third attacker, because if it just said that, this is like Jiren, STR Dokkan Fest Jiren easy A shit, and I hate that when they're like attack down or defensive down. It's like, this is so pointless. So he's looking okay. I still think I like the 4s much better because their team is way better, straight up. GT Hero is going to just stomp over, obviously, GT Boss every day of the week. And last but not least, we're moving on to Sin. Now, from what I heard, he is by far going to be way, way, way better than all the rest. Like, he's probably going to clear the Super Easy A's. This is going to be, like, I think the new Omega, this is his best linking partner right here. Straight up, because, like, I think he shares 6 out of 7 links. So if we look before, he was a GT boss, 3 key and 130 to all stats. He created Rainbow Key Spheres, 100% attack and defense, 2 Key Spheres, 50%, 3 Key Spheres, another 50, 4 Key Spheres, another 50, 5 Key Spheres, disables guards, 6 Key Spheres, 50% chance to crit, 7 Key Spheres, 70% stats, and a high chance of an additional super. So just stats, 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 disables guard, crit, stats, and super. And he gets 30% to stats and supreme damage. And like his links are really good. Brutal Beatdown, BBB, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragon, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Blade. Yeah, he's got like really good links. Alright, let's see what our boy did. I'm hearing good things. Alright. So he's going to be changed to GT Boss, 3 key, and 150% to stats. Obviously, you're not going to be running him as the leader. You're going to be running the new Omega. He's going to be getting 50% to stats, or 50% on super. Okay, that's really good. The only problem I hate is that he's literally on 3 teams. But again, you're running him on GT Boss anyway. So he's still creating key spheres. He's got 2 key and 150% to stats. 50% chance to crit, 50% chance of an additional super. I don't like this. Like, give them an additional that has a high chance of being a super. At least that way you're getting the guaranteed attack and not just, oh, well, maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't. From his first turn, he gets 40% damage reduction. Straight flat 40%. Awesome. When attacking, he disables enemy guards, so that's not linked to key spheres now. He just disables guard when he attacks. 50% attack and defense per key sphere obtained, up to 350. So if you get 7, he's getting all his stats. That's still basically the same, but now it's not like you need to get this for him to be runnable, right? Like before it was 100, now it's 150. Then it was 50, 50, 50, and you needed to get 4 key spheres to get 150, and now you only need to get 3 key spheres to get 150. But again, like, I'm pretty sure the physical Omega, the new one in part 2, also is a rainbow key sphere changer. So, like, this is going to be a cakewalk to get key spheres for him. So when he gets 2 or more key spheres, again, that's going to be easy. 2 or more key spheres, he gets 20% damage reduction. Okay. 3 key spheres, 20% crit. So he's going to go from 50% to 70%, and 40% damage reduction to 60% damage reduction on turn 1. 4 or more key spheres, another 20%, so he's going to go from 60% to 80%. 5 or more key spheres, he's going to be guaranteed critting. 6 or more key spheres, he's getting a guaranteed additional super. And 7 or more key spheres, which he'll get his full attack and defense passive right here. Attacked enemies, attack and defense minus 20% for 2 turns. Like I said, please let me know if the passive attack and defensive lower, that stuff, if that affects and overrides an enemy's ability to not be. Now, I believe that Omega, in the new Omega, the physical Omega Shenron's LR, does have, I believe, damage reduction support. So on this guy's first turn, he's going to have, if you get his full passive, he's going to have 80% damage reduction, guaranteed crit. He's going to have super, high chance of super, guaranteed super, and then hidden potential. So I would definitely give this guy additional. Again, he does not need crit. He's got 50% here. Like, this is not going to be hard. Like, even just getting him 3 key spheres, he's going to have a 70% chance to crit. If you get him 5, he's guaranteed critting. He's going to have guaranteed crit. Damage reduction is going to be good. He's a god slot 2 unit. He's going to tag so well with Omega. He gets 50% to stats. Like, he's going to be really, really good. I think this is by far the best character. If all of the regular EZAs, because they're EZAing 10 characters, 3 of them super easy. This is one of the regular EZAs. But this is also the one that we really needed to be good, and it looks like he is fantastic. Yeah, supreme damage, 50% to stats. Is there anything else here? No. So it looks like he's going to have, what, like 18,000 HP, 17,000 attack, and about 11,000 defense, give or take. Again, this is a side banner unit, by the way. This was a side banner unit when this released during the 7th anniversary. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, he links 7 out of 7 with Omega. 6 links with the LR one. Yeah. They share Brutal Beatdown, BBB, GT, Fear and Fate. The only one they literally don't share is Omega's going to have Legendary Power. That's the only reason. If he was an LR, they would share all 7 links. Yeah, that's crazy. They shared literally every link other than the fact that he has Legendary Power. And he's going to share 7 links with this guy, 7 links with this guy, 7 links with, like, all the Omegas. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so going to be ready to use this guy. He's going to be fantastic. He's going to be okay. I'm going to have to take a look at him, but he's very specific when it comes to his stuff. But basically, it's not that hard. It's like, put him on a GT boss team in slot 3, and you're probably going to get all of his stuff up. And these two are looking fairly decent. Yeah. I wonder, did they post anything else? Has Dokkan posted anything else? Let's take a look. See if there's anything else on here that they just posted. No, that's it. Alright guys, well, I hope you are as excited to use some of the new characters, like Shenron, and the Super Saiyan 4s, and Omega. Anyways, appreciate y'all. I will catch you mofos in the next one. Peace!